Should you contain her or destroy her?
We are definitely going to destroy her.
Okay.
She wants to
You're
get
choosing the
rid
red ending.
of this demon once and for all. Stop haunting this town. Get rid of this curse.
Okay. So between the five of you, give us a cinematic, because you got the proton packs going, you got the salt thing going, and then Tori is there. Give us a cinematic of how you destroy Madame Eldevere once and for all.
So Frankie, just really quickly, what he will do with the ring is he will actually expand this ring to be more of an orb to really like encapsulate her. Very much like the original Fantastic Four, Invisible Woman like envelops the whole group. So it's like he's trying to fight. It's not a perfect circle. It's like amorphous blob and trying to contain all of these forces. Yeah,
you see the beams shooting out at her like one by one, and she starts to weaken, and like I imagine Madame Eldevere is probably like still cackling until Tori approaches her, and I just watched like Doctor Strange too, so I think of the Scarlet Witch right now. So
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it, so don't spoil anything.
No, but just like what the Scarlet Witch would do, I almost picture that she's summoning all of this fire out of what seems like nowhere, and closes her eyes for a moment. It's almost like she's levitating off the ground because she's a ghost, so why not? She is levitating off the ground and harnesses all that energy and just shoots it directly at the heart of Madame
Right.
Eldevere.
Yes, right in the heart.
Yes.
Cool. And then visually, what happens to her when you do that?
My first thought was like burn the witch, like very much that kind of imagery.
What do you call it? It's kind of like an amber. Have you ever seen it's the best way to put it. It's kind of like you're burning up from the inside out, kind of like Burn the Witch, but you see like kind of like a cigarette burn, like when you put it on the paper and
reminds me of like,
and you see lights bursting out.
That reminds me of like the Blade vampires disintegrating and like burning into like ash.
Yeah. I like that. So with the cigarette burn where she's just, burning from the inside out, you can hear her screaming, and maybe she's saying like, I would have, like in Scooby-Doo where it's like, I wouldn't have gotten away with it if it wasn't for these guys.
Yes. So she'll say, I wouldn't have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you kids and that blasted and she just disappears into nothingness. And as soon as that happens, both Veed and Dr. Theodore are able to very easily dispatch the final topiary garden creatures, and the fog lifts, the temperature comes back to its proper, the temperature comes back to the proper temperature that you normally would have during this time of the year, and everything around the house suddenly grows quiet again. Not silent, just peaceful quiet. And you are back right outside of the manor in the current time period.
Tori will look around at the others, and I guess, do they notice the Scooty Poo gang anywhere?
Yeah, the next thing that happens is that suddenly the Scooty Poo doll that was inside of Sam's possession starts to actually grow larger, and then it transforms into this Scottish Terrier Poodle mix. And Sam now has this dog in his arms that's sort of like licking his face.
Sam?
Did you have Scooty Poo with you the whole time?
Well, I didn't want him to, get lost again.
Veed says, "Oh, Sam."
Well, should we go to the cabin and see if your friends are there?
Yeah, let's check the dollhouse. I guess would they be? That's a good question because the cabin's not here, right?
Yeah, it's not here.
We can go in and check the house if you want, see if it's still there.
Yeah, let's check inside the house.
You'll go back in the house, and it's the interesting thing is every bit of this house as you've been going through it you felt this ominous, heavy feeling. You don't feel that anymore. You don't feel that energy in this house anymore. The music with the ballroom stopped. The furniture is not moving. The armor that had animated are back where they were originally positioned and mounted on the hall. It's as if they had never come to life in the first place. And you'll make your way to the living room where the dollhouse was, and you'll see the dollhouse, and it's like shaking as if you had taken a soda can and shook it up. It looks like something is bursting from the inside. Very unstable.
Let's open it for them, maybe.
Open it?
You'll open it, and then all of a sudden, boosh, like you sort of, they go right through you. You're a ghost. But rolling out magically out of the small confines of the dollhouse, these four teenagers pop out and end up on the floor. And Ted says, "Oh, thank goodness, it was getting so crowded in there." Debbie kind of like brushes herself off. "Oh, that was an awful experience." And then Wilma is sort of like on the ground, and she's like blindly, "My glasses! Where's my glasses?"
I'll hand her mine.
You'll hand her yours. "Oh, thank you," she says, and as she looks up at Sam, she's like, "Oh, thank you," and there's like little hearts popping up. And I guess Carmel say, "Wait a minute."
Gonna pat Sam on the back. Get him, Cradle Snatcher.
Who thought that Sam would be the heartthrob? Like in Tori's world. The nerd has such game.
Alright, well, Madame Maldevere's gone and you guys are safe.
Did you save us, Tori? Scruffy asks.
We all did. We all worked together. Check out our neutron things.
Wilma looks through it and says, "Wow, are those?" And then I don't know, but she'll say like a whole bunch of like very nerdy things about, is that like the whatever, blah, 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 proton, neutron, whatever. She just gives a whole bunch of jargon, asking what it is. And I think that Sam believes that she's accurate in her theory as to what it is. And then in that moment, there's this big beam of light, very soft beam of light that like is shining down on the dollhouse itself. Think the end of Ghost, if you want. The big beam of light. Think of the end of Ghost.
I don't think that's Patrick Swayze, Carmen. As she looks at the light.
Tori, does this mean what I think it means? And she looks a little sad.
Yeah, it might.
But we're still we still have so much to do.
Yeah, but you remember those boys I told you about? We gotta go help them in Frankie's world, and Starr has some unfinished business in his world. I gotta go help them.
Okay. She looks at the beam of light. So how about the light thing?
I honestly, do I know what this beam of light means?
Roll an occult.
Okay. 13 out of 13.
Here's what you think. You believe that the reason you became a ghost and didn't cross over is because you had unfinished business. The moment that you destroyed Madame Maldevere, you were able to resolve that unfinished business. Which means the good news is you can choose to cross over whenever you want to. It doesn't have to be now, But if you ever decide later that you're ready to cross over, you can. So in other words, you're not trapped here, doomed forever as a ghost after Carmen dies and everybody else of your loved one dies. Once their time passes, you have the ability to not be alone haunting this world forever, and you have a way out, because you did not have that prior to this. So that's all that means, is that you have the ability to cross over, but it's your choice when that happens.
Well, I don't think I have to go into the light now, Carmen. I can stay here as long as you want.
Really? You can stay here as a ghost for as long as you want?
Yeah.
Cool, she says. So we can still have fun then, right? That is, if you decide to stay this way for a while, she says, looking at you as a ghost.
Yeah, that could change. We just kind of have to see what happens. But either way, whether I'm corporeal or not, I will be back, and we'll be able to do more shopping sprees.
That'll be great.
Nail appointments.
And you can bring all your friends, she says, as she takes a hold of Sam. To Sam's arm. You could bring your friends too.
My friends are welcome here anytime they want to come. And she'll wink at Sam.
Well, Debbie says, thank you all so much for saving our lives. I don't know how we can ever repay you, but if there's anything we can do, let us know. We're super grateful, but I kind of want to go home and take a shower now. So I think I'm kind of done with creepy houses and camping and all that good stuff, at least for a while.
Yeah, no more summer camp.
No more summer camp. Scooty Poo, there you are! And of course Scruffy is going to go over to the dog, and he's just going to cuddle him. And the dog's going to lick him too, and says, oh, so glad that we all were able to get out of this unscathed. Thank you again so much, Scruffy says. Well, I guess our job here is done then, Veed says. Do you all want to go back now?
Yeah, I think it's time to take a rest and prepare for what's up ahead.
Well, I guess it's goodbye for now, Carmen says, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yes, just goodbye for a little bit. It won't be long. Just gotta wait a little longer, Carmen. I know you can handle it.
Oh, I'll be fine. Perfectly fine. I mean, I might have found a new business, doing phantom bashing.
Exactly. Oh, and out of character, I remember this from last session. We don't have to play this out, but I feel like before we leave, we would have had that pool party that Freaky talked about.
Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah. I feel like that could also be an epilogue thing. You could celebrate the pool party.
Just that it's in there. Yeah.
An epilogue thing.
That's a whole music video, Starr singing everything, performing.
Mm-hmm.
It is a full-on coat rack in the side, like
the closing credits.
It's like the end of Shrek. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're all just like
Yes.
bap, 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 bap.
I'm a believer.
I'm a believer.
Okay.
I think it's time we head back to the library for a bit.
Yeah. And Star's gonna say before they go back to Tori, he said, "We have exorcised the demon. This house is Kalia."
Dr. Theodore says. Dr. Theodore still has his arm around you, by the way. Starr.
I'm gonna make sure to leave Proton Pack here, not bring it with us.
Same.
So many
Agreed.
more unstable things in that library.
And Star.
I was gonna say, before you leave, Dr. Theodore is definitely gonna at least give you a hug before you leave.
Star will hug him back and say, "Well, big guy, I'm gonna have to step away for a while, but when I come back, I want to introduce you to someone." And Starr will look at Tori and say, when we get back to the library, we're going to talk about, you know.
Got it.
Yes.
Frankie will go to Ted and be like, "You owe me a real dance later, cutie pie," and then he like winks at him.
So, you will use the bookmark, and you will very easily travel back to the library. 2 notes. 1, Sam, you still have -5 IQ penalty, and you will naturally recover a point of IQ in-game for every full night's rest, like every full rest. So just know that you still are -5 in IQ, which might hurt you a little bit, but it's okay. Temporary. Second thing is, Frankie, when you're back in the library, this floating coat rack is still behind you. Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, you're gonna have to go somewhere and like park, okay? Maybe in that corner over there.
Sure. It'll just plop itself.
Frankie, I cannot wait to see you explain that to Victor.
You know, what happens in Tori's world stays in Tori's world, okay? We have all understood that.
Mm-hmm. I just hand him back the honey I took away earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The torture honey.
The torture honey.
And he'll like tuck it in, and he'll just like walk away with it, like put it in the fridge or in the shelves. You don't put honey in the fridge. Put it in the shelf.
Torture honey definitely sounds like 50 Shades of Grey things.
Yes, it does.
So I'm like, all right, if you want to introduce that to Victor, I mean, it's none of my business.
That's just going to be the book Frankie writes after we save this world.
Torture
There it
honey.
is.
Torture honey.
There will be a different a book series for sure.
Oh my god, there'll be passages of poem in there. I love it.
That could even be like the line that he says to Victor, torture honey?
What's your safe word?
What's your favorite?
My God. Tori's world's gonna need a different disclaimer now.
Right?
Always.
Rated M for mature.
Hey, you made me the slut. So.
Definitely. We definitely have like scary movie vibes. Like the actual movie, scary movie.
Yes.
No, some people need to rest. Is anyone hungry? I could make us something real fast.
I'm always hungry.
Or if
Same.
he wants to cook, that's fine too.
Yeah, if you don't mind. What do you all want? I could make something simple, like maybe some salads or spaghetti. I think spaghetti is safe, relatively, for me.
You know what,
Yes.
Bede? Why don't you just have fun?
Well, cooking is fun for me, but I can try to find other fun. Who wants to play card games? He asks as he pulls out a deck.
I'll play.
I meant experiment with cooking. Take some risks. Have some fun. Let loose. You haven't to forever.
Okay. Sure. I'll try. I'll give that a try. And he'll go to the kitchen.
Just call if there's a fire, though.
Will do.
That's the only thing. Fires.
He'll kind of eye the rug.
The rug.
As he passes by. Will do.
I think the only thing Tori would like say to Veed, she would probably just pull him aside really quickly and say, "You stuck to your word. You had our backs. I just want to let you know that I thought you were really brave, and just thank you."
Oh, well, of course. I just did what I thought I needed to do at the time, and it seemed like the perfect time to bring out Flavor again, and I felt like a hero for the first time in your world. It felt great. It felt really good.
You were definitely a hero, and I am proud to call you my friend, Veed.
Oh, shucks, he says. And he'll actually go in and try to give you a hug. But of course he can't. But well, you know, the thought that counts.
Exactly. I know. Anyway, get back to cooking. I just wanted to say that real quick.
He'll just nod, and then he'll have a big smile on his face. And when he turns around.
I'm just gonna pour a drink for Sam and hand it to him. And one for himself, and he's just gonna sit there for a second quietly, and then he's like, "So Carmen."
It just
You sure?
sip. I got a headache.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I'm sure you'll get another chance next time we go there.
Well,
Though your little harem in Star's world might be a little depressed.
so decapitation.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah. Good.
Easier than you'd think.
Yeah, Sam, while he was in your head, like, you kind of shared memories, so you probably got a bird's eye view of his encounter with black powder from the past, so I'll let you go with whatever it is you want to go with that.
At least you have a good edge. That's all.
Wow. It was weird seeing him, though. Been a while since someone like that from my past has popped up.
So with Star's World, going into Star's World next, how are you doing?
I don't know.
I will say that last time we were there, you seemed to open up a lot and kind of get on a path of being more open. And as we were leaving Star's World, you made a request for us to kind of weigh in on. I would say that request, in my opinion, says a lot about what you should be thinking about as you get there.
I know. But the fact is, some things have changed, Sam.
Yeah, a lot of things changed. The important aspect is we can continue to change in ways that we want because we're writing our own stories now.
I know. No, it's just, I'm not the same man she met.
And it's very possible that she's not the same bat that you met.
Well, we'll see. We have to have a bit of a talk no matter what. It's been a while. Happy for Starr, though. He's been missing home on something fierce.
I'm glad he's taken a couple of chances to check in at home. I can only imagine that he needs to get that, bit of grounding for himself. So I think it's important that he keeps doing that too. But I'm excited to see how much good it does him when we get there too. So
I do think we should talk with the others to make sure Starr has some time to just spend with Stormy, though. Without us kind of hanging around. I think he could use just that quiet time with him.
I definitely think so. I think last time we were there, Tori and Frankie were acting a little funky.
We were all acting a little funky out there.
Yeah, so I think maybe if we all just give Starr a bit of time with Stormy, make sure he has, a headset, so if he does get kidnapped, we can be there quick. But it'd be great just to go catch a show or a concert or something, just the rest of us.
I think that'd be good.
Speaking of checking in at home, have you done any of that?
No. Way I left, not many people would want to hear from me.
Maybe it wouldn't hurt if you hear from one of them.
Maybe. I was thinking about going up and checking to see if there were any messages for anyone. But also thinking about maybe seeing if Tori wants another pie tonight, since it's the only way she can eat right now.
If so, give her something really enjoyable And yeah, I think it's a great way to give her that little bit of comfort, especially, I'm not going to lie, I was hoping things were a little bit different once we took care of Madame Maldevere. So,
you're hoping she'd use that life, huh?
Actually, no. I was hoping that maybe it would just solve her corporeal problem. That way she wouldn't have to choose again. But ultimately she's going to have to choose, and I trust whatever choice she makes is going to be right for her. She's pretty intelligent and pretty strong, so
she's wiser than she should be for her age. But I think she did good. I'm proud of her.
Yeah, they're all getting so damn big. He's going to take a big old drink of his flask.
Yeah, well, everyone grows up eventually.
Yeah?
I'm a little sad. Because gosh darn were you cute in that world. I flick his glasses again.
Change.
I walk away. I leave it there. I just walk away.
He just said,
While this is happening, you do smell something from the kitchen, and it smells interesting. It smells chocolatey. Not really sure what that means, but eventually Veed will say that he's ready for you to have lunch, and he'll have this big giant pot. And there's 2 pots actually. And so one pot is just spaghetti, just cooked spaghetti. And he'll put them into little bowls in front of you. And then he opens it up and there's this sauce in there, and it's a brownish sauce. And he'll start ladling it in front of you. For those of you who have a decent sense of smell, you do catch a whiff of cocoa in this sauce. Does anyone try it?
I'll try it. Yeah, Frankie, yeah. I know.
You'll spoon it in. There isn't any meat. There doesn't seem to be extra stuff in it. It's just a simple pasta with a simple sauce, which is probably good for Veed to do something simple. But as Black Powder said, you said have some fun. So you're going to try it. Have any of you had authentic Mexican mole? So yes. Mole is, believe it or not, for the people who are not aware, traditional savory chocolate sauce, like cocoa sauce. And so Veed was kind of trying to see if he could do a play on that but over pasta. So it's basically a mole over pasta. It's got a little bit of sesame seeds in it. He added a little bit of a spicy kick, not too much, just a little bit of a spicy kick. And there's just it's savory, it's sweet, it's slightly spicy. And then the good thing about Veed's cooking is because he can't taste anything, he depends a lot on texture. And so the sesame seeds adds a nice note of texture in there. And it's actually quite pleasant. Very pleasant. You would definitely ask for seconds, which is not something you normally say with Veed's cooking. Maybe you could add meat into it, but I feel like Veed's not ready to do that. But you felt like he did good. This guy did well on this dish. But he looks very nervous the whole time because he's he knows that chocolate and spaghetti, what? But he wanted to try it, so.
Yeah,
good
so
job.
Frankie is digging into the spaghetti, and he's just kind of rolling it up on his fork, and he's cautiously tasting it, but then it's
You like it? It's not too spicy, is it?
It's darn good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? He looks very excited. Oh my gosh, that's so great because I can't taste it. I'm glad you like it.
Visually, it looks very appealing.
And it smells really appealing. So he'll just ladle himself some, and he's just gonna enjoy it himself, and he looks very pleased with himself.
Star's gonna look at Tori and say, Okay, now that we are out of your book and business has been resolved, how do you feel?
I feel like at least everything that needed to be taken care of in my world is taken care of, that I can not rest easily, but I can move on easily without having to worry about my sister.
Well, I like your sister. She has excellent taste in fashion. Ooh, I should bring her to my world during Fashion Week. She will die with joy.
She would love that.
I wonder if Carmen would be a bird too.
Ooh.
I can see
I wonder
that.
what she would be. Should be something really cute, though.
Swan.
Yeah, a beautiful swan.
Flamingo.
Flamingo.
Yes.
Peacock.
I don't know what they're called, but I'm
Peacock.
thinking like one of those smaller white birds that like dance. You know what I mean? They have like the head frill.
Yeah, not cockatoo.
Yeah, I thought I was thinking
Cockatoo.
Yeah,
cockatoo.
cockatoo.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I could see her
She
being
would
something
be a
like
pretty
cockatoo.
bird. Yeah.
At that point, just be stereotypical and go parrot.
I could see her also being a fairy.
A bird of
yeah,
paradise. A bird.
She could
of
be a
paradise.
fairy.
Yes.
Like Glinda from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh my god, I love it. Yes.
Travels by bubble.
It's just a regular like animal. I could see her being something like a chinchilla.
Oh.
Small, kind of fluffy, more vicious than you would think, but still cute, and everyone loves them.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a tenacious, smart, pretty girl. So I think she would love to come here for Fashion Week. So I will make sure she knows that.
She would be like Sandy Jackson. Sandy Jackson from the Chinchilla judge, Sandy Jackson.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh my god, I love it. And Starr will say, well, that is going to happen. The other thing, Starr's going to put the love note on the table and saying, Dr. Theodore. Now, I know I used him in the past to help us, and he came in very useful. But when we return to our own respective worlds, you'll go back to your world. He may not necessarily be an enemy, but if your sister is serious about the ghosts, the phantom smashers, forgetting the name, forgive me, perhaps you guys could use him to your advantage, and I can remove my name and insert your name, Carmen's. And the reason I ask is because I know he was responsible for your current state, and I want to do this respectfully.
Oh. So he would be like my servant for the Phantom Smash?
I mean, he came in great in the fight. Just look how him and V took out those grass dog thingies.
I like this idea. Yes.
Actually, wondering if Madame Maldivere didn't make him, then what did? Because if she's gone, wouldn't that
He could have been a corpse for all we know.
Yeah, but he was still animated after she was gone. That's why I'm confused.
That's true.
Well, there better not be another evil witch in your world, Tori.
No,
not until you grow up and become one.
It's weird that his name was Felix. And she looks at Frankie.
He is gorging on the spaghetti still, but he kind of stops, takes a big gulp. We need to talk.
Okay. Right now?
Whenever you want. But I think we probably need to talk.
About Felix?
Maybe. And look over at Starr, like, maybe you too.
Oh no, I said in the way of the doctor from Andromeda. I'm here when you need me.
Let's table this Dr. Felix situation, but I love the idea.
Starr will give you a thumbs up and take the book off the table.
And then he's like, and we may need to go into the alcohol stash.
Yeah, well,
I just have a question. Did I read Frankie's lips when he said get into the alcohol stash?
No, he covered his mouth so you wouldn't see.
I was going to say, if possible, I've got my psychology. I'd like to roll and just see if I can get that dad vibe of these kids
Totally.
up to something.
Completely, sure.
Probably don't even need to roll.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely up to something.
Nothing goes by Sam when it comes to us.
Nothing goes by. Nothing goes by. You know, the kids are up to. They're probably gonna have like teen talk, like, oh, we need to have like, yeah, we need to have like a teen timeout without dads.
So with that, I am going to like loudly mouthing over quite a bit to Black Powder and Veed so that everybody else can see and say, what we should do is have the kids go to bed early tonight and make some desserts and maybe something that we can pack and bring with us to Starr's world, and really just make sure that they get a good night's sleep and we start talking about what we need to do in Starr's world, to kind of give them a hint that I know what you fuckers are up to. I'm giving you a window.
Amazing.
Okay, so as we're doing this, as we're prepping for this chat, Frankie will use his telekinesis to like sneak like a couple of bottles of booze out of the cabinet. As they're all like chatting, he's like,
When Tori's really the only one who can't drink.
I know.
You don't need to sneak. You can just drink it.
So where are you having this conversation? Like where in the?
in our bedroom.
Oh, in the bedroom.
Okay.
We're having like a
Whose
full-on-
bedroom?
Yeah, which
specifically?
bedroom?
Probably Frankie's because it's the
Sure.
bigger one. It has to
Yeah.
fit this big guy, so there'll be enough room.
You bring a case of booze or whatever. You bring
Yeah.
something with
Some
you,
rum.
and you're in Frankie's room. And go ahead.
Yeah. So pulled in Tori and Starr in, and Frankie's like, okay, I feel like we need to let a little bit loose. I'm not, seriously, coming from your world, Tori, like there is something seriously wrong there.
Yeah, I mean, you're very, you just embrace your body. You love your body and your sexuality.
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
not-
weren't yourself,
No,
that wasn't you, right?
No, it feels like it's somebody else like taking over, like when when Sam's head got possessed and all of that, and all that's how it kind of felt a little bit, but it was nice. A little. Anywho, the reason I wanted to chat with both of you is because I've been thinking a lot about whether or not I should call Victor, because now we have the phones and everyone's making calls. I've been a little bit worried about it, and the truth is like I'm having a tough time consolidating the fact that it was all made up. Same with you, Starr. Like you and Stormy, all of that was made up. And I don't know what's my real feelings with Victor. I mean, I still have feelings for Victor, but it was like put in me. You know what I mean? It's like someone wrote it. And now I don't know. Is it real? Is it not real? How are you feeling about these kinds of stuff?
The feelings I have came from your world. And I don't think Dan the man created those feelings. You know what I mean? So maybe, I mean, if you're still having those feelings, I think that's you. I don't think that's the story that was created. But if you're trying to figure out if it's real or not, the phone call might be the best way to find out.
Takes a shot. You're probably right. I don't know, Starr. What do you think between you and Stormy? Have you given it much thought?
Have. But here's what I know. Like Tori said, it started with the story, but I know when I left the world, all I could think about was him. Because while I've been here, I've been missing him constantly. I've been wanting him around, wanting him close, wanting him near, just to hear him laugh. It doesn't matter what, I just want him near. And I thought about it, I contemplated it, and I realized that the love I have for Stormy is real. Because it's real to me. And I exist, therefore I am real. Therefore my feelings are real. So, like Tori says, what you feel towards Victor, that's real. Remember the conversation we had when I told you my real name? Think about the first time you saw Victor. Even though it might have been words in a book, but those words were your words. They were meant for you. And these feelings, as complicated as they are your feelings. And if you feel that your love for Victor is true and that it is real to you, then therefore it is. You know, I didn't ask to fall in love. It's just, it happened.
I suppose that's true. It's not like you can control your feelings. Like, when you're hungry, you have to eat.
Tell me about it. I didn't ask to like two guys.
Yeah, that's true. You have a big dilemma.
Tell me about it.
Sam didn't ask to be liked by 10 women.
Right? It just manifested.
I don't even know what to do about that.
Like, I feel like I just have to tell Victor this. Like, I want him to know what's happened. Like, all of this that has happened was because of Dan the Man. He started all of this. Yes, we have control of ourselves now, but this is all started as fake. It was written. It was not, I don't know. He should know this. They all should know this.
I agree. But in the words of a wise philosopher, I don't remember his name, but in the words of this wise philosopher, the ink has dried on those pages, but tomorrow's page has been yet to been written, and you have the pen. So what do you want to write?
It's a good question. Maybe I'm still a little confused. Maybe until I talk to Victor is when things will make more sense.
Yeah, maybe hearing his voice might spark up those feelings, seeing his face. You don't really know until you make that call. You can decide for yourself if you still have those feelings that you started out with when you met Victor.
That's true. But I feel like I need to do this in person. I don't know.
That's a fair thing.
I want to see his face.
Frankie, can I try something?
Okay, is it going to hurt me?
Have I hurt you before?
No, that's true.
Okay, so I think Ruby will be best for this. So Ruby will manifest and say, "All right, Frankie, take my hand."
Okay, is this one another of those yoga thingies?
I don't think this is yoga, but it's a mental exercise. So yeah,
Okay.
mental yoga.
And Frankie takes Ruby's hand.
Okay, so I need to roll for this, right? Okay, hold on. Let me get to this really quickly. That's 17 out of 17. Yeah, not exactly perfect. So what Ruby attempts to do is draw that memory when you first open your eyes, and the first thing you wanted to do was touch Victor's face. It's not to manipulate the emotion, it's to remind you of what that felt like and what it felt like when he taught you how to read, and all the stuff, even all of it leading up to now, to kind of help you get a bird's eye view of how you're feeling, how you feel for him, but also at the same time letting you see how you changed and grew and evolved and all that stuff. Does that make sense? So with that in mind, hold tight to those feelings. Remember what I told you when I offered you the truth. When in your darkest hour, hold tight to that which you love most, and it will guide you through, and you'll find your light, whatever it may be. And you'll let your hand go, and those deeply romantic feelings will subside.
He lets go of your hand, but during your exercise, he was like gripping it a little bit tighter, really feeling that energy, feeling that almost that glee and bliss that comes with that first love and the first, love at first sight. And these emotions flood back. As you let go, they kind of ease up, and he was more at peace. Starr, I don't know what to say. I am so glad that I've met you. You just have a way of putting me at ease in any situation. And Tori, thank you so much for your words of wisdom. I know that we're all young, but it feels like we've lived lifetimes. Tori, you're always having to make some of the toughest choices, and that's why I felt like I had to get your opinion, because you still have perhaps tough choices ahead of you.
Yeah. I almost ask when those choices are ever going to stop, or if this is just a part of adulting. But I think it's safe to say none of us are, well, I guess technically still I'm a kid, but I don't think any of us are kids. I think we've grown up a lot since getting thrown together by Dan the Man.
That's true. I'm very glad that I've met all of you, and I feel like I have lifelong siblings now and friends. Cheers to adulting.
To adulting.
She'll just manipulate the bottle and place me.
I'll drink one for you.
There you go. Before we go to Starr's world, Starr is going to have an emergency, a panic attack, because he doesn't know what to wear when he returns home to Stormy. So Starr's going to be like, okay, guys, and everybody's there. Like, Starr has everyone in the main living room area. Starr's going to be like, okay, so we're returning home, and I haven't been home in a while, and I'm really freaking nervous because I want to look my best. I mean, I want to look like I shine, and I don't know what to wear. And also, I need Stormy to see me as I am, with no assistance. So, and Starr will hold up the hand that's just limp and say, I need him to see me like this, so he knows what he's getting into when I explain everything to him. And I'm really nervous about it.
I was gonna say, I think no matter what you're wearing, Stormy always sees you as shining. So
Yeah. But
if
are you saying
naked,
like?
then he'd probably still be as joyous as ever.
But are you also saying like without makeup and stuff?
Well, no.
I was about to say.
I don't wear makeup.
I've never...
Oh. Then what is all that stuff on your bathroom sink?
It's hair.
Okay.
Whatever.
And then Frankie will eat some of the desserts that they made earlier.
Yes. But Starr will be like, "You really think so, Reginald?
Yeah. And
Starr
the fact is, if there's any reason that if he ever does try to turn away from you, especially for something like that hand, then bloody hell, I'll kick his ass myself. You'd worth better than that anyways. So either he's going to prove that he's the man you deserve, or he's going to prove he's not, and we're all going to whoop him.
Thank you. But when we return, I just want him to see all of me. But Tori, he'll hold out the box of needles. Mm-hmm. I'll ask you to give me my hands, but just not yet. Is that okay?
Yeah. I assume after you talk to Stormy.
Yeah. And I think I just want to go on a date. Nothing spectacular. Just a nice outing. And maybe, I don't know, we can make dinner for everybody? One big dinner?
Sounds great.
All right. Let me get over my nerves. And when he said that, his hair will be like green in that moment, and he'll shake it back to pink and say, I guess there's no time like the present.
Just real quick, before we left, I was going to check the phone book messages to see if anyone had
gotten anything.
Oh, yes. Cool. Yeah, if you pass by the phone booths, you will hear a sound, a tapping sound, from the phone booth that looks like it's marked for your world, Black Powder.
Okay, I'm guessing there's like a visual aid to it too.
So unfortunately there is no visual, but other people can hear it. I'll say other people will hear it. If they want to point it out to you, you can. Or if they want to look at it themselves, they're welcome to do that too. But no, nothing visual, but it is audible. Has anyone pointed out to Black
I mean,
Powder?
I feel like Black Powder would have... You know how some phones for the deaf have the light comes on? Yeah. Like, I feel Black Powder has like what do you call it? Like, the light at the tower.
Yeah.
Oh, like a lighthouse?
Lighthouse.
Yeah!
Like, he has like a little lighthouse that goes like... Boop,
sure, we'll say that. There's a little lighthouse thing. That's fine. So we can add that visual thing. Sure, that makes sense to me.
Because I remember his was sent in by a message model, so like...
Yes.
Yeah, he'll go in and check.
Yeah, you'll go in and check. And like, as I said, there's this like small basin that currently has a bottle floating in it. And the tap that I was talking about earlier was just it like tapping lightly against the edge of the basin.
Okay, I'll pick it up and I'll take the note out to see what it is.
Okay. It looks like it's addressed to Lonic, because Lonic was the one who wrote it to him in the first place. So, it'll say Dear Lonic, but I'll let you decide if you want to read it anyway.
Yeah, Lonic's not here anymore. Black Powder doesn't care about the legality of reading other people's mail, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't think he would. Dear Lonic, and it's definitely in Jim's handwriting. You've seen this before. Even though you weren't able to read, you can still recognize the man's handwriting, which is actually pretty neat handwriting. Dear Lonic, I was very surprised to find your note. I'm not really sure how it happened, but after what has been going on with you lately, with your group lately, I have decided not to ask too many questions. I appreciate you sending me some of the gold. It definitely will be helping me once I eventually find my mom. Unfortunately, I'm sort of still trapped on this island. Long story short, Redcap eventually found me, and I pretty much had done my best to pretend that I had decided to join his side of things. He pressed me about where the treasure was, and I had told him I had no idea, and he believed me. He's been very obsessed, scouring this entire island, trying to find where this treasure is, and has not been able to locate it. I fear that we might end up running out of food. There are some things that can be eaten in this island, but I feel like it's not going to be very sustainable for too long. Day by day, the man seems to be going more and more mad and obsessed, and a lot of the crew seems to share in his obsession with finding this treasure. I had thought about trying to steal the ship and leaving him behind to his obsession, but I haven't found an opportunity. Don't worry about me, though. I can take care of myself. Just wanted to let you know what's going on. I hope things with your group are going well. Signed, Jim.
Blackpowder just kind of reads it over a couple times. And then he'll actually write a letter back. He'll keep the letter on him, but he won't tell the group just yet.
So, you'll use the bookmark very easily, activating it, and jump your way into the world of musical magic, magical music, whatever the book is called, I forgot. Musical magic, into the world of musical magic. And I believe the last time you left, it was from Starr's apartment. I believe that's where you all were. So you will eventually make your way back to Starr's apartment once again. It definitely feels a lot lighter in this world overall. You can hear people randomly breaking out into song out in the streets from outside. The windows open. It actually looks like it's a very nice sunny day. It also feels like it's about 9 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, relatively early, not too early. And you hear the showers running in your main bathroom, Starr.
Starr will look around, and he'll look at the apartment and say, "I'm home." And he'll start. You've seen Starr glow, but Starr is literally glowing, like radiantly glowing, and looking at everyone said, "I'm home. We're in my home, and I can hear the shower." And Starr, on autopilot, lifts and starts floating towards the sound of the shower, and saying, "Stormy, can you hear me?" Starr's floating towards the shower. So go for it.
Yeah, so what I will also mention to you is that as you're floating towards your bedroom, the hallway has been decorated since you've last been there. And it's got, has flowers, adorning on the walls. There seems to be, these, rose petals that are sort of leading up into the bedroom on the floor. And as you enter inside the room, there's this big giant welcome home sweetheart sign hanging over the bed. And there's this really cool wrapped box of some sort that's sitting on the nightstand, your end of the bed, your side of the bed, this present looking thing with beautiful wrapped ribbons and all that good stuff. And then on the table, unlike the dresser itself, you see this formation of candles that's sort of an incense that has some of your favorite incense, but it's not lit currently. But it definitely seems to be displayed maybe for a later occasion. And when you sing, get the Stormy, Can You Hear Me? I think the shower is too loud, so he probably wouldn't be able to hear you just by that, from that alone, unless you want to yell it out.
Okay. Starr will see all the bouquet of flowers and be look confused but happy but confused, and say, how does he know I'll be home? You know, like, looking a little confused, and Starr will break up. So Starr will then, it'll be all 5 of them. And Starr will be like, I'm happy, but concerned. And Rhyolite will be like, what if he cheated on us? What if this is for someone else? And Starr will look towards the group and say, and they'll all say at the same time, what do we do?
Talk to him. I mean, you can guess and assume in circles, but not gonna figure out anything until you talk to him.
I start rummaging through the kitchen, obviously.
Yeah, you can.
Starr won't care.
Yeah, is there anything? But I'm not rummaging for food. I'm kind of looking for notes and stuff.
Oh.
I'm pulling a Sam in the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, roll an investigate if you want.
All right,
Oh, no.
I have a. It's like, what would Sam do? What would Sam do? Search.
Nice.
Yeah, 11 out of 13.
The only thing that you see in the kitchen is like maybe there might be this small pile of receipts at a local florist, and it looks like somebody has been buying flowers maybe every 3 or 4 days or so. A new bouquet of flowers every 3 or 4 days.
I wave some of these receipts to Starr, like, look.
Starr will walk over and take it and say, This was purchased today. Starr is like I'm telling you, Starr is looking pensive and confused, and that glow is starting to fade, and Starr is like,
Oh, wait. What if he's like buying stuff and like set everything up, not knowing when you'll be back, but if you would be back, it would be ready for you.
Maybe that's what it is.
You're right. I'm overthinking it. Starr will fold the receipt and hand it back to Frankie and say, you're right. How do I look?
Very handsome.
Okay. So Starr will turn on his heels.
Do you want us to wait out here, Starr?
Please?
We'll wait out here.
Give you private time.
If you need anything, just holler and they'll let me know.
Okay. Will do.
Don't get kidnapped.
Would know if I would get kidnapped in my own house. Frankie. So Starr will make his way towards the bathroom and sing again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, before you do, as you make your way back into the bed towards the bedroom, you actually will hear singing now coming from the shower, and it definitely sounds like Stormy's voice, and he's essentially singing, "There's a place for us." He's singing the "Somewhere" song from West Side Story, essentially.
Yes.
Which is one of his favorite tunes to sing in the shower. So, but yeah, so you certainly can sing what you're about to sing, but he's starting to hit this chorus of "somewhere, somehow," like he's really like getting into it, to get into the song. So, what do you do? Do you still sing the thing you were singing, or what do you do?
Starr hears that, and Starr's heart starts beating so fast because he loves the sound of Stormy's voice. And Starr will be like, it's all or nothing. So Starr will use the hand that works and opens the door and say, I'm home.